Better Version podcast from Beyond English Success. Hi everyone. Welcome to today's episode of our podcast. I'm Anna, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about something that affects a lot of people: money. Specifically, why do we always feel like we're out of money? I know it can be frustrating to see your bank account running low, especially when you feel like you're working hard or trying your best. But today, we're going to talk about why this happens and what you can do to change it. If you've ever felt like you're constantly running out of money, this episode is for you. I'm going to share some simple tips that can help you take control of your money, stop feeling stressed about it, and build better habits that can make a big difference in your financial life. Let's get started. Number 1. Understanding why you run out of money. First of all, let's talk about why you might always be out of money. There are many reasons for this, but one of the most common reasons is that people don't have a good understanding of where their money goes. Think about it. Do you know exactly how much money you spend each week or month? Many of us don't. We go to the store, buy things we like, go out with friends, and suddenly the money is gone. Sometimes it feels like money disappears without us even noticing. But the first step in solving this problem is understanding where your money is going. If you don't know, it's time to start paying attention. The good news is that it's easy to track your spending. You can use an app, a simple notebook, or even just your phone to write down everything you spend. This way, you'll know exactly what's taking your money and how to stop it. Number 2, stop impulse buying. One big reason people run out of money is because of impulse buying. Have you ever bought something you didn't need just because it was on sale or because you saw it and liked it? I think most of us have. It feels good in the moment, but later you realize you didn't really need that new shirt or gadget. Impulse buying is one of the easiest ways to waste money. But the good news is that you can change this habit. The next time you feel like buying something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Take a moment to think before making a purchase. You might find that you don't need it after all. If you're tempted by a sale, remember that buying something just because it's cheap doesn't mean you're saving money. You're still spending money you didn't plan for. So, make a list of things you really need and stick to it when you go shopping. Number 3. Create a budget. One of the best ways to make sure you never run out of money is by creating a budget. A budget is a simple plan that helps you manage your money and make sure you're not spending more than you earn. To make a budget, start by writing down all your sources of income. This could be your salary, allowance, or any money you receive regularly. Then, list all your expenses. These are things like rent, food, transportation, and entertainment. Make sure to include everything. Once you know your income and expenses, you can see how much money you have left after paying for everything you need. If you spend more than you earn, it's time to make some changes. Maybe you need to cut back on things like eating out, or maybe you need to find ways to increase your income. Creating a budget doesn't have to be complicated. It's just about knowing how much money you have and making sure you spend it wisely. Tip number 4. Save money every month. Another way to avoid running out of money is by saving. I know that saving money can be hard, especially if you feel like you don't have much to save, but even small amounts can add up over time. The key is to start. One way to do this is by setting up a savings goal. Maybe you want to save for a vacation, a new phone, or even just for emergencies. Once you have a goal, make it a habit to save a small amount of money each month. Even if it's just $10 or $20, it's better than nothing. If you can, set up automatic transfers to your savings account. This way, the money goes directly into savings and you won't even have to think about it. Saving money can help you feel more secure, and it means you won't be as worried when something unexpected happens. Plus, having money saved for emergencies will stop you from going into debt when life throws you a surprise. Number 5. Avoid using credit cards too much. Credit cards can be a helpful tool if used wisely, but they can also be a big reason why you're always out of money. Why? Because it's easy to buy things now and pay later. But when you don't pay off your credit card in full each month, interest starts to add up. Over time, this can cause you to owe more money than you ever expected. If you're struggling with credit card debt, it's important to use credit cards carefully. Only buy what you can afford to pay off at the end of the month. And if you have a lot of credit card debt, focus on paying it off as soon as possible. Remember, credit cards can be useful, but they're not free money. Be careful and use them wisely. Number 6. Plan for big expenses. Sometimes we run out of money because we don't plan for big expenses. These could be things like buying a new car, paying for medical bills, or going on a big trip. These things can be expensive, but if you plan ahead, they won't surprise you. Start by thinking about the big expenses you might have this year. If you know you'll need to buy something expensive, like a new laptop, start saving for it now. Break down the cost into smaller amounts and save a little bit each month. By planning ahead, you can avoid using your credit card or going into debt to pay for these big expenses. Number 7. Find ways to increase your income. If you feel like you don't have enough money, it might be time to look for ways to increase your income. You don't have to find a new job or start a business right away. There are simple ways to make extra money. For example, you could sell things you no longer use, like clothes or old electronics. Or, if you have a skill, like writing, design, or photography, you could offer your services on websites like Upwork or Fiverr. Even something as simple as doing small tasks for neighbours or friends can help you earn a little extra cash. The key is to look for opportunities around you and be open to trying new things. Number 8. Be smart about your lifestyle. Sometimes we spend money because we feel like we need to keep up with others or impress people. But the truth is, the best way to keep money in your pocket is by being smart about your lifestyle. You don't need the newest phone, the most expensive clothes, or to go to every party to have a happy life. Focus on what makes you truly happy, and don't let social pressure make you spend money you don't need to. By living simply and being mindful of your purchases, you can save a lot of money. So, why are you always out of money? The answer is simple. It's usually because we don't track our spending, we buy things on impulse, or we don't plan for the future. But the good news is that you can change this. Start by understanding where your money goes. Make a budget, save money every month, and avoid spending on things you don't need. Use your credit card carefully, plan for big expenses, and look for ways to increase your income. Money doesn't have to be something that stresses you out. With the right habits, you can take control of your finances and stop feeling like you're always out of money. Remember, small changes today can lead to big improvements in your financial future. Please comment down below. Do you always run out of money? What are the reasons and how do you overcome it? Thanks for listening, and I hope you found these tips helpful. Stay motivated, stay focused, and start making those small changes today. You've got this. Now, we're going to learn some vocabulary and expressions to help you understand the topic better. Let's get started. Bank account. Bank account. Meaning: an account where you keep your money. I have a bank account that I use to manage my savings and expenses. Run out of money. Run out of money. Meaning: to not have any money left. Example: I ran out of money before I could buy lunch. Track spending. Track spending. Meaning: to watch how much money you are spending. Example: I track my spending using a budgeting app. Impulsive buying. Impulsive buying. Meaning: buying things without thinking carefully. Example: impulsive buying can lead to financial problems. Make a purchase. Make a purchase. Meaning: to buy something. Example: I need to make a purchase for my new phone. Create a budget. Create a budget. Meaning: to plan how to spend your money. Example: it's important to create a budget to manage your finances. Allowance. Allowance. Meaning: a set amount of money given regularly. Example: my parents give me a weekly allowance for doing chores. Income. Income. Meaning: money you earn from work or other sources. Example: his monthly income is enough to cover all his expenses. Expense. Expense. Meaning: money spent on something. Example: rent is one of my biggest expenses every month. Emergency. Emergency. Meaning: a sudden, serious situation needing quick action. Example: I had to use my savings for an emergency when my car broke down. Credit card. Credit card. Meaning: a card used to borrow money to make purchases. Example: she used her credit card to buy the new laptop. Afford. Afford. Meaning: to have enough money to pay for something. Example: I can't afford to go on vacation this year. Debt. Debt. Meaning: money that you owe to others. Example: he is in debt because he used his credit card too much. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, share and subscribe for more interesting topics in the future. See you next time.